Hello friends. Today we will talk about perjury, which is being attracted by sections 340 under CRPC and which are mentioned in the section 195 also of CRPC and also mentioned from between 192 to 196 in the IPC. All right. So what is perjury? So, if you swear a false affidavit and submit in the court of law, number one. Number two, if you give false evidence before any of the courts or including the police authorities, which is supported by one of the Honorable Apex Court judgments, if you give a false statement even before a police officer, that is also a part of judicial proceeding. So, then also it will attract the crime of perjury, okay, which attracts up to 7 years of punishment. Or if you induce false evidence in the court of law, all right, then also it's treated as perjury, and this is attracted by 7 years of punishment. And the process for this is you have to move an application under section 340 of the CRPC in that concerned particular court, whether it's civil court or a court of magistrate or sessions court, or even to the matter of fact high courts as well. I will come to the High Court later, but let me explain you about the courts below. Once the 340 petition application is being made, the petition is being moved, the concerned judge has to adjudicate on it as soon as possible, keeping the main suit or main case pending. So this has to take place quickly. If they do not take any action, then you can go to the High Court under the provision of 340 subclause 2. Then the Honorable High Court has got the complete power to take up this perjury and direct the court below, or they can take it upon themselves as well to adjudicate on this. All right, this is all about perjury. So better be very careful before making any false statements or adducing false evidence before the honorable courts, because it's a very serious offense. All right, nowadays there are a hell lot of petitions that are getting increased from court below to the honorable apex court. And the second point, the same thing, whatever I told you, adducing false evidence, giving false statements, swearing false statements, and swearing false affidavits before the Honorable High Courts and the Honorable Apex Court of India not only constitutes the crime of perjury, in addition, you are liable for a criminal contempt. Okay, the criminal contempt is under the section 14 of the of the Contempt of Courts Act 1971. Normally, there is a civil contempt. If you disobey the orders of the honorable courts, high courts or the Supreme Court, then it is called contempt of court, and that is under section 10 to 12 of the Contempt of Courts Act, which normally attracts a punishment of 6 months. But that's a civil contempt. But whereas if you are playing fraud on the court, and that too on the face of the Honorable High Court or Supreme Court of India, then it will be treated as a criminal contempt, and under section 14 and 15 as well, under 14, the Honorable Court can proceed against you, the Honorable High Court and the Supreme Court, they can proceed against you for the interference or if you interfere or tend to interfere with or obstruct or tend to obstruct the administration of justice in any other manner. That means you are interfering with the system of justice. So therefore you are liable for criminal contempt, and it attracts a punishment of 6 months. All right, it's a very serious offense. All right, so let me tell you, there are around 8 to 10 judgments delivered by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Number one is Bandekar Brothers versus Prasad Vasudev. Second one is MC Mehta versus Union of India. Third is Murray and Company versus Ashok Kumar Nevatia. And Perry Consagra. This is a very famous judgment. I think it's on family law. Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court has imposed a fine and also some sentence in all these particular cases. Pritish versus State of Maharashtra. Sharad Pawar versus Jagmohan Dalmia. This is a landmark judgment. Mehtab's son and Sri Mohammad Sabir versus Union of India. Chintakrindi Venkataswarli versus Head Constable. This is also a famous judgment. Afzal and another versus State of Haryana. Priyanka Srivastava versus State of UP. Chandra Shashi versus Anil Kumar Verma, and Bhima Raza Prasad versus State. This is also a landmark judgment. Bhima Raza Prasad versus State has categorically held that the perjury is a contempt on face of the court and has to be taken seriously and should be punished in accordance with law in order to weed out the shameless greed of litigants and counsels as well, mind you. Even if the advocates are supporting their clients in such particular illegal activities of perjury on the face of the Honorable Court or Supreme Court of India, then it is a very serious aspect, and the courts will be dealing on a very serious note. So better be careful before you commit such kind of heinous crimes like perjury. Alright, perjury is a very dangerous thing. Lying before the court is a very wrong thing. In fact, you should be very careful. We should have a lot of respect for the courts, because the one thing I would like to appreciate about the honorable judges and lordships of the India is their patience. Every day I can't hear anything. I don't have good patience of hearing a lot of stuff from anybody. Okay, so most of people are there by virtue, but the judges, they're by virtue of their job, they hear almost hundreds and thousands and lakhs of petitions in their career, and they adjudicate all those petitions and do justice to so many families and so many people. Okay, so we must respect them. All right, so that is another point what I would like to bring it to your attention. So this is all about perjury, which is also read with the Contempt of Courts Act sometimes, if at all it is in the High Courts or Supreme Courts. And apart from this, the honorable courts can also impose fine of lakhs of rupees. They can sentence you to few months up to 6 months. And apart from that, yes, the procedure is, once the perjury charges are made out, the concerned judge of the court below, they will treat it as a complaint and they will refer it. The case will be booked against you, and a trial will also take place, and you will be either sentenced or acquitted. So better be very careful. If at all there is at any particular point of time, if you have made a mistake, better you confess it and you get rid of it, because apologies also are considered by the honorable courts across India, if at all you are not aware of it. But let me give you a bad news that recently, like the Honorable Supreme Court of India, I think they have given in a judgment, one of the judgments, not to consider the apology. Okay, they have directed the High Courts not to consider an apology. Alright, that is very important, because they got vexed by so many false cases and false petitions that are coming up in the entire country. The Honorable Apex Court of India has delivered that particular judgment in the recent times. Okay, that is not handy right now, I'm sorry for that. So you have to be very careful while dealing with the courts of law. All right, justice will be delivered. All right, if at all there are merits on your side, and if at all you have truth on your side, if you have evidence on your side, if you have a strong case, and if you are being advocated by a good advocate who should have good ethics and morals, and he should have such kind of zeal and passion to fight and do justice for you. If you have such kind of advocates, then justice can be delivered by the honorable courts. All right, because advocate is only a person who can put your case in the best possible way before the courts, and the courts have the ultimate the rights and responsibilities and everything upon them to do justice, to dispense justice to the people of our country. All right, so it's all about engaging a good counsel. That is very important. All right, so I have told you the things about the perjury and about how it attracts the Contempt of Courts Act, how dangerous and serious the consequences are, so how to deal with them and all. If you have any further queries or doubts, you can always call us. We have offices in Delhi and Hyderabad, and I'm from Sridhar Dayal Law Firms. Okay, have a nice day.